Okay, it's kind of a odd day. It's really rainy and miserable out here. Just typical winter in Seattle. So what I'm doing is doing some woodworking, building these little brackets for the engine compartment. This one's gonna hold the raw water strainer. And so what I do is I run out in the rain real quick, stage my tools in the doorway here, run out, cut out here, and then run back in. Next one I'm going to do is just tack this thing together with a little epoxy, let it kick. I need to router all the edges on this. So I'm going to run out in the rain and router as fast as I can and get back in here. Okay, I just epoxied in the bracket I just built. Got some heat on it, trying to get it to cure. It's right here on the wall. And that's where the raw water strainer will go. Once that fires off, I will wrap it in glass cloth and sand it all smooth. One piece at a time, getting this engine going. Okay, stuffed in the engine compartment still. I am giving you an idea what I'm doing right now. Is trying to glass this in to the hull, make it waterproof and strong. And this is the bracket that's going to hold the seawater strainer. So get this all blended in. Okay, got it all blended in. Here's what it looks like. Everything's folded, tucked nicely. While I was down here today, this is what else I was working on. I moved the exhaust over to make room for the starting battery, which is going to go right here. Okay, now that I've got all the glass work done and all my access panels cut out, I'm going to put a fresh coat. Since I hammered this closet, I am going to put a fresh coat of paint in here before I put it all back together. Okay, much better. Nice and clean now. Let this cure for 2 or 3 days, then I'll put it all back together. Meanwhile, I'll start the other side. Look at that, the sun came out for a minute. Ooh, another cold morning. Look at these decks. It's brutal. Everything's just frozen. Brr. Okay, it's been a couple days now. Let's see how it looks. Paint is nice and dry. So now I'll put this room back together. Okay, next step is line the engine compartment as much as I can with this sound deadening material. It's foam with a piece of lead inserted in there. This stuff works pretty well. It's fun to work with. It's easy to work with. Just cut it out, glue it in. Let's get this thing going. Okay, before I insulate, I have to get this handset on here because my hardware, the insulation is going to go right over. So I'm just going to center it right in here. Give me a nice handle to open this up. And there we go. There's my marks. Okay, let's get up to speed what I've been working on in the engine compartment. Well, let's take a look at this first. In the closet, I've got my access hatch in, and I put a heater in the closet. Once I get the doors on, it'll keep it nice and dry in there. But let's look under here. Okay, that's clicked in. I have now put some insulation in here to dampen the sound. I now have my fill for the coolant fill right here and overflow mounted. I've got my new Raycor filter mounted. Now I'm going to start running lines. Next thing I'm going to tackle is this anti-siphon. Is just laying here. Should be up above the water line. Water line should be down right about in here. So I want to make sure this gets up and mounted up in here somewhere. And I also put in the batteries today. Put one of the batteries in. So that's what I have in store. And next, I'll have to work back over here. Hard to see it, but I need to put a raw water strainer in. But we're getting close. It's holding my compass. Watch out. Okay, let's get this thing down in the hole. It's going to go right down in the new battery tray down here. We'll see how this works. And there it is. Fits in nice. Okay, so let's get up to speed where we're at right now. I've been working on this engine for the past couple of weeks. Look at this. Got the struts in there. Everything locks out of place. Nice engine access. Got everything all mounted up. New fuel filters. New raw water strainer, battery. I've cleaned up all the hoses and belts. And everything's looking good. I'm not going to fire this engine up until I get the other side done. And that's the beauty of having a catamaran. You do a ton of work, and then you have to do it all again. So let's go check out the other side, see where it stands. Let's see. Here's Compass on his little throne. What's up, tough guy? Take it easy. Okay. Let's head over here. Now, this stateroom, where it stands it's about done, but
when I built this stateroom, I just built this cowling over the engine, and it has not been touched in 8 years, and that's why I have the gas struts on there. Keep me from doing that. Okay, so this engine's been just basically bagged up here. It's dusty, dirty. Look at the hoses are disarray, wires everywhere, raw rotor strainers just laying on the ground. Everything just needs to be cleaned up. So that's what I'm doing next. So for the next week, maybe week and a half, I will be concentrating on this engine. And after that's done, we'll get them all wired in and try to crank these over. It'll be exciting. Let's see what we're going to do to this thing. Okay, now that I know what I've had to do on the other side, I kind of have a better idea what to do here. So let's take a look at this. These are the fuel lines. Here's the fuel in, here's the breather going back. Those need to be cleaned up. They're just sloppy and loose. Fuel filters, believe it or not, are stuffed way back here behind the... See this? That's behind the daggerboard trunk. So what I'm going to do is move and put a bracket right in here for a brand new Raycor fuel filter. I'll tuck these lines, I'll bring them around here, up to the Raycor and straight in. It'll be way cleaner. Next thing I got to do is back there, I will mount a new raw water strainer. The raw water strainer right now, look at this. It's just sitting right here. It's crazy. So that'll clean all this up. And look at these hoses. They've been kinked so hard that they're just in bad shape. So all the hoses will be replaced. Next thing I need to do is on the exhaust manifold, there's this return line that comes back and it's just looped around and up and around. So I'll clean all that out. Then I'll remount my reservoir, get a battery tucked back in there. And to do that, I'll have to cut a new access hatch in the back here. But let's take a look back here. Look at this. Here's all my engine controls and transmission controls, all just coiled up back here. Those need to be cleaned up. I'll have to move the exhaust riser over. But I got a lot to do. Nothing that's impossible. It's all kind of fun. So I'll get busy. Okay, so I just stripped all the fuel lines out. Here's what they look like. These were all tucked back up under here. I was able to get enough access through here. And they went through the shoe locker into the engine. So first thing I'm going to do is get all this out of here and just plumb it all correctly.
Okay, I just got back from school.
Yes.
My dad broke his finger. Again.
Again?
Yeah.
I know. It happens.
Yeah.
But is he going to the doctor?
No, you guys can fix it. It's just a finger. It's just a little sore for a little bit.
Okay, soak your hand in there.
It's a little bent.
Yeah, more than a little bit.
So how did I do it? Do you know how I did this?
No.
Oh. Well, don't drop that in the water.
I won't.
Ouch. That's a little tender.
I know. That's why you gotta submerge it.
Okay, I'll submerge it for a little bit.
I hate the smell of blood.
No, it's not that bad.
Okay, stick it underneath there.
So, I did this with my big hole hog drill. Had a 4 1/4 inch hole saw bit on it.
Should I put another one on there?
I don't know.
I kind of think so on this side.
No, that held it together. It stopped it.
You don't want it to pull apart.
So I did this with my big whole hog drill. I was boring a 4 1/4 inch hole, and my hole saw grabbed and spun the drill out. And everybody knows the story. It happens all the time.
Oh, sure it does. Because it happens to me
that,
every other week,
that's
right?
common, very common. Ah.
You know how many times this has happened to me? Never.
Okay.
You know how to avoid this?
Yes, don't build a boat.
No power tools.
Okay, I am not going to do that. Okay, tighter, I think.
Tighter? Oh yeah, I guess so.
Well, I think when you straighten out the bottom here, it'll tighten it up.
Oh, so scary.
Flop that down.
I'm going to.
Careful. Oh my goodness, that's a bit tender. You go a little bit tighter, I think. Oh, not that tight. Oh, stop. No, that's too tight.
I'm not.
Okay. I think that went too tight.
No. I didn't pull that far.
I'm seeing stars.
Hold on, I gotta tighten this one up.
Okay.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I googled it. We're gonna have to learn how to do this stuff.
You're fine.
Hold on.
You know how hard it's gonna be work with this thing on here?
You can't work for a little bit. This is like my own version of
Okay,
nurse
a
Ratchet.
little tighter on that one, yeah.
I know.
Okay, I'll get it right there. Okay.
Okay, how's it feel?
Like I'm gonna take it off in 10 minutes?
No, you're not taking it off.
What do you think, Em?
Looks better.
It does look better.
Lesson learned, family. Always be around somebody else when you're dealing with
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
power tools. Don't do it unsupervised.
In what world is that gonna happen?
This world.
Okay.
This boat. New rules. My rules.
Okay.
I don't hurt
I'll
myself
never
as
get
much as
anything
you.
done then.
No, seriously. I don't like to get that phone call.
It's fine.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. If you liked it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you are interested in helping us produce these videos, then check out our Patreon page. Now that my dad broke his finger, he shifts gears for a while. But don't worry, we are back next week with more action-packed videos. See you then!